Hey, I'm Nate, and I'm going to demonstrate some basic building techniques with our new Hellscape pieces. These big, beefy lava pieces have a bunch of different ways they can go together. Let's look at some of them. So let's look at some basic building techniques using Encounter 1, the Crucible Chamber. I'm using this encounter because it has a great collection of our core pieces and some bread and butter pieces, basic building stuff. And then we'll bring a few other packs in and see what we can build. Building with this stuff it's pretty easy and it's pretty organic. Because you're building organic shapes, there's no real right or wrong way to do it, right? Generally, you're just going to take a corner or wall and just sort of string stuff together until you build something that feels good to you. We have a couple of these little corner fill pieces in here, right? We have this lava drip corner fill and this corner fill stalagmite. These serve as convex corners. So we've got these nice concave corners here, but let's say we wanted to go do something like this, open up one like that. You could use one of these corner fills to just pop in that corner and give us a nice transition rather than having this kind of hard edge in there. Another thing you can pop in there besides these is this pointy stalagmite. Sits really nicely in there to kind of mask that hard right angle. The other pieces that are a little tricky, so we have these swell walls here. So they're not to be confused with our diagonal walls. Work as a corner. So it's going to be a corner going 90 degrees. Do I have another wall? Yeah. So the diagonal wall is used to just, you can work as a corner, or if you have a couple of them, you can string them together to make a diagonal, and that's another great place for one of these corner fill bits if you want. You build out. Nice run. Look, very similar looking to the diagonal wall is this right swell wall. So this goes from 2 inches to 1 inch over here. This swell wall can be used to offset your build by 1 inch. So if you're building along here, instead of going along straight line, if you want, you can knock it up, keep going, then you can take a second one. Oh, that's diagonal. See, they're almost the same. To go up one more level, boom. So that's something like that. It also works really well. We have this left swell wall. This one is a trifecta one, so the wall and the floor are separate. These are great if you were, let's say we had a bunch of straights here. I'm going to bring in a few straights from outside. So let's say we had a big, long, straight run here, and it was just too straight for you because you're trying to do an organic cavern shape. You could replace those with a right swell and a left swell to make your wall more organic. You're still going straight, but at least it breaks up that one continuous, like super straight stretch. We also have some bonus pieces in this pack. We've got 3 different 1x1 pieces, a 1x1 floor, 1x1 corner, and a 1x1 straight wall. So these play really nicely with the swell pieces also, so you could use this 1x1 corner to give you a little turn there. You can also use this to if you want to offset everything by 1 inch. Let's build a bigger room. Let's add one corset in here. So a corset is another one of these. It's a 4x4 curve, straight floor, and another lava drip. Let's see what we can build with all these. I'm just going to free build something, see what happens. All right, we're starting here, but that's a little too matchy. Let's switch that out. Maybe we'll do this. Put something here. Oh, this is a perfect spot for corner fill. That's feeling a little more organic. Maybe I'll put this thing over here. Go straight. Let's see, we'll make an alcove over here. How are we going to close this thing off? Uh-oh, I've gone too far. Maybe we want to seal it off with this. The swell wall is also really good if you want to transition in from a passage piece. So in this case, we've got a passage piece here. We can pop that there, pop down a 2x1, and it lets us get in really nicely. These passage pieces with this one passage piece here. This is a full 2x2 floor, and then the walls are on the outside. With our traditional pieces, this is a whole 2x2, and the floor is baked in as part of the 2x2 footprint. So the passage sits, the wall sits on the outside. So it's tricky sometimes to transition from that into the rest of your regular pieces. So these work really nicely for that. You can also mask that transition with your corner fill piece if you want, something like that. Oh, we still have a bunch of bits over. What are we gonna do here? Got 2 of these in a row. It might be too repetitive of a bunch. That's one thing you could do with just encounter 1 plus an additional corset. Let's get rid of one of these corsets. Let's pull this out. These pieces are leaving. Bye-bye. And let's bring in a walls, floors, and corners set. So it's 2 flat floors, 2 stacking puddle floors, 2 cascading pool corners, 2 diagonal walls, 2 straight walls. Let's add these into the mix and see what we can build. No. Maybe we'll have a magma in the middle. Let's spread the lava. Let's bisect the room with lava. Right? We'll have one side as lava. We've got to get through it. And the other side is more open. So let's come in from over here. So we don't have enough floor space, so let's do this. All right, so we didn't have enough room there, so I'm gonna make it a little more wangly because we're running out of floors. So let's work with a smaller collection of floors, see what we can accomplish here. So now they have to sort of navigate through this nasty little passage and end up in this alcove here with this altar. Now let's add a spouted floor pack. We were sort of running out of floors before. Let's see what happens if we throw these guys in, see what we can do. So let's do that same thing where we're trying to make a big kind of wall of lava between us and the players. So. So here I'm using 1x1 corner, 1x1 wall, and 1x1 floor with this swell wall to cover a nice 2x4 area with just a bunch of fiddly pieces. And I call any of the small ones are fiddly bits, right? Anything that's smaller than a 2x2 is a fiddly piece. That's something you could do with a couple. Oh, you know what? These things are right in the same order. Let's rotate them around. There, break up that repetition. And maybe we want to put, let's make magma the center of this floor. There, something like that. There's no right or wrong way to build with these. Just sort of let the organic shapes come together, kind of build till you run out of pieces. If you can figure out an idea of where you want to go and how you might want the players to how you might want to funnel the players through a thing, and then you let the pieces kind of dictate what's going to happen. It's fun to kind of just free build and see what these things do. You can end up with all sorts of neat organic layouts. So I hope this demo was helpful to you and gave you some ideas, tips, and tricks for building with our Hellscape pieces. Please subscribe and ring the bell if you want more quality content like this from Dwarven Forge. Thanks for watching, and now it's back to the anvil.